African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoy, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of June 10, 2025. Tonight, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out a group strike with high-precision weapons and attack unmanned aerial vehicles on enterprises of the aviation, missile, armored and shipbuilding industries of Ukraine and Kiev, command posts and deployment sites of the armed forces of Ukraine, concentrations of weapons and military equipment of Ukrainian formations, as well as on the infrastructure of military airfields, ammunition and fuel depots. The strike's objective has been achieved. All designated objects have been hit. Units of the North Group of Forces defeated concentrations of manpower and equipment of a heavy mechanized, 2 mechanized, airborne assault brigades and an assault regiment of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Malaya Korchakivka, Novonikolayevka, Unikovka, and Novaya Sich in the Sumy region. That the Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 130 servicemen, 3 combat armored vehicles, 2 cars, and 9 field artillery guns. 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated formations of 2 mechanized assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Olgovka, Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region, Yerevan, Yampol, and Kharkiv in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian armed forces lost more than 210 servicemen, a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, a Canadian-made Senator armored personnel carrier, and 8 pickup trucks. An artillery piece, a Croatian-made RAK-SA-12 multiple launch rocket system launcher, and 5 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved the situation along the front line. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized, motorized infantry, mountain assault and airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Dranovka, Alexandro-Sheltino, Serebryanka, Nelipovka, Katerinovka, Seversk, Chesavyar, and Konstantinovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost over 200 servicemen, a Cossack combat armored vehicle, 4 vehicles, and 2 artillery pieces. 2 electronic warfare stations and 3 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces continued to advance deep into the enemy's defense. They defeated formations of 2 mechanized, a Ranger, 2 airborne assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces, a Marine brigade and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Petrovskoy, Novosergivka, Krasnoarmeysk, Novopavlovka, Dmitrov, Novokrenka, Udaknoy, and Muravka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy's losses amounted to more than 550 servicemen, 6 armored combat vehicles, including a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, 6 cars, 7 field artillery pieces, as well as a Buk anti-aircraft missile launcher. Units of the East Force Group advanced deep into the enemy's defense. They defeated the manpower and equipment of the mechanized, mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces and the territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Voskresenka, Podobnoy, Komar of the Donetsk People's Republic and Malayevka of the Dnipropetrovsk region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 190 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, 3 cars, 2 artillery pieces, including a U.S.-made 155mm M198 howitzer. An electronic warfare station was destroyed. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces defeated formations of the mechanized, mountain assault brigades and 2 coastal defense brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Novodanilovka, Novoandrievka, Kamenskoy, Pavlovka in the Zaporizhia region, Berislav and Poniatovka in the Kherson region. The enemy lost up to 75 servicemen, 7 vehicles, 4 field artillery guns, 4 electronic warfare stations, and 2 ammunition depots. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian armed forces groups have inflicted damage on temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed forces units and foreign mercenaries in 151 districts. Air defense systems shot down 2 U.S. MLRS multiple launch rockets and 258 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles, including 103 outside the Special Military Operations Zone. In total, since the beginning of the Special Military Operation, the following have been destroyed: 663 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 62,725 unmanned aerial vehicles, 611 anti-aircraft missile systems, 23,849 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,572 combat vehicles of multiple launch rocket systems, 25,990 field artillery pieces and mortars, 36,698 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.